Have you thought about having kids yet? Well, the default expectation is that you will think about it at some point in life. If you are not enthusiastic about having kids, you are not alone. About 44% of young people say they don't want kids. But how come so many people lack the desire to breed? Here are brutally honest reasons people give for choosing to be childless. Number 1. I don't want to struggle like my parents. It is no secret that parenting is not a walk in the park. You probably have people in mind who you think shouldn't have had kids in the first place. Watching your parents struggle to bring you up doesn't bring good memories. While some people may be inspired to do better than their parents, having an uninspiring upbringing is generally discouraging. If you don't plan to bring kids into this world, you are not out of place.
People are out in public and people see other parents of children and immediately think those people should never have had kids. That's me. I'm those people.
Many people say they have chosen not to sire or bear children because they fear failing like their parents. Number 2. The economic landscape is too bad. Our economy is terrible and will continue getting worse with no end in sight unless a miracle happens. I am sure you are feeling the pinch because of how bad the economy has become. I don't know about you, but many people point fingers at the economic landscape to justify their decision for not having kids. Well, they might have a point there. You see, the average cost of raising a child in advanced economies is about $250,000. The figure rises several folds when you include college and housing costs. Some people cannot afford that. If this is also the case for you, remaining childless is the logical decision you can make. Number 3. The planet has too many people already. More people will exacerbate the problem of climate change. The global population clocked 8 billion. Overpopulation is real in some countries. For this reason, it is possible to argue that 8 billion people is enough, if not too much. Indeed, many people do not see the need to add children of their own to the already overpopulated world. If you are conscious of the runaway problem of climate change, you must be concerned that the increased population would exacerbate the problem.
Like, the world don't seem like it needs more kids. You know what I mean? Like, going back to 8 billion people on the planet, I don't think the planet's overpopulated, but I think we're straight. Like, I think we're good. I don't think each and every human being has to procreate.
Surely, more people would simply choke life out of our beautiful planet. In this case, not having kids is a conscious decision to make that can help save the world. Venture capitalist and modern pro-natalist argues that the human race would become extinct if more people choose not to give birth. However, the rapid growth of the global population appears to speak otherwise. Number 4. I can hardly take care of myself. How will I manage to take care of children? If you struggle to meet your daily needs, you must feel that having kids would be nothing but a disaster. It would mean more suffering for you and the kids. Optimists would disagree that this is a plausible argument. Many people would try to convince you to consider having kids today in the hope that tomorrow would be better. Would you buy that argument? Many people have chosen to defer having kids at least until they can be certain that they won't bring innocent kids into this world to suffer. Number 5. Children are nosy. I love my peace. If you think of that neighbor with many kids, the endless screaming and shouting come alive. Such experiences have made many people conclude that kids are nosy and do not bring bliss, as Malcolm Collins and other pro-natalists appear to suggest. As a result, many people have shelved away any plans to have kids. They want to live a peaceful life without the screaming and shouting. Number 6. I love my sleep. I can't sacrifice it for little humans. Imagine not sleeping the whole night and still having to wake up early to prepare for your day job. Well, this is the reality for parents who have to go without sleep for days on end. Mothers always find themselves on the receiving end. It is no wonder mothers are the most sleep-deprived people in the world. A good night's sleep is essential for good physical and mental health. It is no wonder that many people are opting not to have kids for fear of sacrificing their sleep. Before you have kids, be ready to spend most nights wide awake. If you are not ready to make this sacrifice, I would recommend you don't consider having kids. Number 7. My career is too demanding. It takes at least 2 decades of your life to build a career. Succeeding in your career requires devotion of your time and energy. Having kids is equally demanding. For this reason, you need to make enormous sacrifices to balance your life at home and work. In the age of changing family attitudes, the idea of sacrificing career progression is unfathomable. That explains the growing number of people who choose to devote their lives to their professions, unbothered by the calls of Malcolm Collins to have to save Homo sapiens from the alleged looming extinction. Is it worthwhile to sacrifice your career to bring up some kids? Please let us know in the comments. Number 8. Having kids will take away my happiness over time. Do you like going out and coming home whenever you like? What about that unplanned getaway together with your partner? These are the things you can only do if you don't have kids. With kids, you cannot stay away as long as you like. They will be crying for mommy or daddy all the time.
It's just added stress. It is added stress. Another thing I hear from parents is that you constantly worry that your child is okay. They go to school, you worry somebody's going to shoot up the school. You know what I mean? They go, wherever they go, these days, you got to worry about something happening.
It is no wonder some people reason that having kids will gradually take away their freedom. Indeed, scientific evidence confirms that having kids increases the stress levels of parents. The stress levels increase because of the overall burden of raising kids. The burden of kids on single parents is simply astronomical. Many people cannot bear the stress that children bring to their lives. For them, not having kids is a no-brainer. If you are like Malcolm Collins and can't wait to have children, be prepared to bear the stress that comes with it. If you are not the type to be stressed by other humans, it would probably be wise to forget about kids. Number 9. My lifestyle is incompatible with kids. According to Malcolm Collins, adults are obligated to breed. The argument is, you owe a debt to your parents for bringing you up. You should, therefore, repay them by giving them grandchildren. However, it is essential to understand that the choices you make in life are not limited to having kids. Indeed, some people choose to travel the world, while others are only interested in pursuing their creative passions. In essence, some lifestyles are incompatible with having kids, and that is something you might need to consider before planning to have children. Number 10. I already feel complete without children. You are solely responsible for your happiness. I mean, nobody will ever give you happiness as a gift. Not even children can do that. For this reason, it is understandable when some people argue that they don't need kids to complete their lives. Today, many people don't feel bothered to raise kids because they think they have already found good life. They think that kids would do nothing but spoil their lives. It is perfectly normal for you to feel complete without children. It is also okay if you feel the only missing puzzle in your life is kids. It is probably the time you had them. Don't forget to give the best life that you can. Number 11. I feel too selfish to become a good parent. Becoming a parent means you have to lose your sense of individuality to become someone's mommy or daddy. It means you cannot follow your heart's desires without thinking about the kids. It takes selflessness to raise children successfully. Many people feel they are not cut out for this because they value their freedom more than anything else. They, therefore, opt not to have kids at all.
I don't do well with responsibility. Okay? Anybody who knows me knows that. I like a very carefree, low drama, low obligation life. To bring into my life a lifelong obligation, I just know I wouldn't do well with that.
Number 12. My friends with kids hate kids already. It is not unusual to hear parents complain about how hectic it is to have children. I am sure some parents have warned you against having kids. Some parents outrightly regret having kids in the first place and wish there was a way they could reverse the situation. It is possible to be put off from having kids because of the terrible stories you hear from your friends, coworkers, and neighbors. Number 13. My pets are enough for me. Love and intimacy may be among the greatest desires in your life. To pronatalists like Malcolm Collins, family and children is the only true source of happiness. However, the truth is, there are different sources of love and intimacy. Some people view pets as substitutes for kids. Some go to the extent of arguing that pets are better at replicating the love and affection lavished on them. No matter where you stand, it is understandable that some people don't want kids as they already have pets. Number 14. Children will ruin my relationship. You must be aware of the argument of family is only complete with parents and kids. However, this traditional view of the family is increasingly being rejected today. Some people do not feel the necessity of kids as they view their partners as their family. To other people, having kids will interfere with their relationship and possibly ruin it. If you have a partner who doesn't want kids, you have no choice of having kids unless you call it quits. Who else will give you the kids you want? To pronatalists like Malcolm Collins, this reason is laughable. However, it is a valid reason that people use to justify the decision not to breed. Anyways, we live in a free world where we can make our own choices in life. It is up to you to decide whether you want kids or not. Number 15. I have nieces and nephews. I don't need children of my own. You are probably surrounded by nephews and nieces who greatly adore you. This is the experience that we all have. Watching your relatives' kids may make you desire yours. However, some people state that they have the exact opposite feeling. They value and treat their nephews and nieces as their children and do not feel the need to have their own. They like being regarded as the coolest uncles and aunts. Number 16. I am afraid of a lifetime commitment to children. You probably don't like responsibilities very much. Trust me, I am yet to meet anyone who says they love responsibilities. Children are perhaps the greatest responsibilities that parents have, which is for the rest of their lives.
You know what I mean? I would not be a deadbeat dad. I would take on that obligation, but I would be crying on the inside, probably the outside. I just don't do well lifelong obligations. I'm definitely not going to bring one into my life that can't go away, that I can't quit.
The idea of a lifetime commitment to children is enough to discourage some people from having kids. As a parent, you are responsible for the growth and happiness of the kids you make. You are also responsible for nurturing your kids to grow to become responsible citizens. This responsibility is enormous and enough to discourage you from having kids. It is no wonder many people say they feel intimidated by parenthood and therefore opt not to have kids altogether. Number 17. To hell with patriarchal expectations. Society expects you to fulfill their moral obligations to sire or bear children. However, attitudes about children and childbearing are changing. If you are a rebellious soul, you must be feeling it is time to dismantle the patriarchy that dictates what you can or cannot do with your life. Many people feel the same way. Some people have been honest enough to disclose that the main reason they won't have kids is to defy societal expectations. They don't want to have kids just for the sake of it or to please other people. Fair enough, who are we to judge other people? Number 18. I don't want to sacrifice my body by bearing children. Childbearing brings enormous physical changes to your body as a woman. Some people struggle to recover because some changes are permanent. If you are not ready to sacrifice your body, having kids is not an option. Artificial wombs are now available thanks to technological advancements. It might come in handy to ease your tocophobia or fear of pregnancy. However, this issue is fiercely contested, and there is no consensus about the morality of artificial wombs. You might have to hold on to having kids until the issue is resolved and the technology is widely available. Number 19. I don't want to pass my genetic condition to my kids. If you suffer from conditions passed to you by your parents, you are likely to pass these conditions to your kids. Bipolar disorder, chronic pain, and other genetic conditions make life hard. As a result, you may be forgiven if you decide the pain ends with you and would not knowingly pass bad genes to your kids. Indeed, this is the choice many people have made. Could new technologies that make gene editing possible be the solution? Pronatalists like Malcolm Collins are adamant that gene editing is not the solution. They argue that everyone is morally obligated to breed without ulterior considerations. Number 20. I value all children, even if not my own. It is normal for you to crave having kids when you reach adulthood. Malcolm Collins insists that having kids is the best thing that can happen to anyone. However, it is essential to understand that many people do not crave children at all, which is also perfectly normal. People who don't want to have kids argue that it is possible to value all children, including those belonging to other people. According to them, you can donate the money you could have spent on your children to charities that help other children in need. This appears to be a plausible reasoning. If you enjoyed watching this video and want to support the channel for more great content, please consider liking this video and subscribing to this channel. Let us know in the comments section below which reasons you find valid and why you have chosen or not chosen to have kids. We regularly upload new videos on topics that resonate with you as a valued consumer of our content. Please turn on the notification bell to be notified of our latest uploads. Thank you for watching.